Okay. So, hi, everyone. This is Monsef Afker, and thank you so much for joining us in this new call of Your Divine Uniqueness. And yeah, so this is the first call of this new season. And also Happy New Year for if we didn't connect in the previous call. And yeah, so very excited about this season, this year, and connection again. So thank you for your presence, and also very excited that Joy Baker is back on the show. She joined us many times before in the past years, but the last time I think it was maybe 2 years ago, 2022, and I really love how to say the message she brings, and also the work, the healing work she does. I experienced that on the live calls and also personally um, on one-on-one sessions I had with her, and also the remote personalized um, remote freedom clearing, which is really, really powerful. It's like she brings guidance that is very accurate, very helpful to the moments or to the time I listen to that. And also the clearing can be very, very powerful. So I really enjoy that, and it helped me. And also through the one-on-one sessions, um, how do you say, like I reached to her in times like few years ago, I had some fears and terrors that I didn't understand. They were coming in the background. It was really, really strong, and really she helped me understand that and release that. And there was a big difference after working with her. And it's how to say, I'm just want to share that how much I love her work and the healing service that she's offering. And yeah, happy that she's back with us today. And today we'll be talking about embodying your divine presence, receiving abundance, health, and love. So she will be sharing about that. We'll be also sharing about the difference between the matrix and new earth, and how to align with the new earth on the daily basis and its importance. She will also guide us on a group process, so stay tuned for that. And then we will take questions from you. So as always, you can raise your hand by pressing reactions, then raise hand on Zoom. And also you can type your questions on the chat boxes on Zoom and on YouTube. And for those of you who are new to Joy, I would like to share a little bit about her from her bio. So Joy Baker is a remarkable and compassionate soul dedicated to guiding her clients on a profound journey of emotional release and healing, with a unique expertise in untangling the threads of trapped emotions resulting from trauma. Joy's work transcends conventional healing practices. In a word, in a world where the scars of life's trials often remain hidden within, Joy shines a light of the transformative power of acknowledging and releasing these hidden pains. And yeah, so that's Joy. Welcome back to the show. Happy to have you with us.
Hey, Monsef, it's so great to be back on your show. Yeah, it's been a couple years, and I'm looking forward to connecting with your listeners. And I just did just as you were speaking there, just at the end, I did a little bit of uh, calming the energy. And what came up, I just want to mention what came up was some deep grief. So it feels like collective grief. And we'll see what happens during the show. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that was the first thing that came up. So yeah, it's great to be back here with you, Monzo.
Wonderful. Yes, so do we start now with the deep breath, or maybe would you like to share a little bit about your work, maybe a little more?
Uh, well, like you said on the special offer page, it says right at the top there. I don't know if you got that from my bio or you just wrote it from working with me, but finding the threads of hidden emotional frequencies, and that's really what I do. Like especially what I specialize in is because we all have stuck emotions, and we all have, we're blocked. Like, where am I blocked? 95% of who we are is our unconscious conditioning. That's what we're, is looping all the time, and we're coming from that. So our thoughts, beliefs, emotions, actions, behaviors as we go through the day, only 5% is actually conscious, we are aware of. And my guides have they support me in, well, they're doing the work, I'm just a messenger, and we find those hidden emotional frequencies, those threads, and find out where you're stuck. And I yeah, I'm just so blessed and grateful that this, to me, it's a little bit like one of my clients called me a private detective, going into figuring out what's going on. And like you said, it can be, it feels so good afterwards. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Uh, thank you. Thank you very much for that. And so, yeah, so as I mentioned, like we'll be sharing about the difference between the Matrix and the New Earth, because we hear a lot of about those, and in general, like when we talk about Matrix, we feel limitations, maybe control, manipulations, things
Mm-hmm.
like that. And New Earth, it feels like there is more love, more oneness, and more freedom. So I would love if you can tell us, like from your own perspective, how do you see those?
Absolutely. And that's, yeah, that what you said right there is a great, very concise, brief explanation on the two terms. So we've all heard of, dimensions, third, fourth, fifth dimension. The third dimension is the matrix. And that's so that it to really, because I like to keep things simple, the simple way to look at it, the matrix or the third dimension is fear based. So it's anything that is fear, which we all, we've grown up in that, the third dimension for thousands of years. We've been raised within the matrix, the third dimension, lack, limitation, scarcity, manipulation, heaviness, guilt, shame, anger. Physically you're in the matrix or you're in those lower dimensions when you feel heavy in the body, when you feel sluggish. Sometimes you just feel sluggish and it can almost like be hard to do something just because the body feels heavy. You're stuck in the matrix. And so that it's like a starting point. It's like saying, okay, there's something stuck here. There's, my unconscious conditioning, and then ask empowering questions. It's like, how do I move forward from this? Where do I go from this? Universe, support me, show me where I could possibly be stuck, and support me in releasing that, moving forward. The universe, the creator source knows. We don't have to know exactly what it is, but we can always ask for assistance. The new earth or the fifth dimension is so the matrix, third dimension is fear based. The new earth, the fifth dimension and above, is love based. Now, to be clear, that's divine love. And human love is often based on need. And if we're not aware of that, we can get stuck in need and codependency. And then we think, well, that's what love feels like. Well, no, you're stuck in the third dimension there in calling it love. Divine love is happiness, gratitude, fun, laughter, kindness, acceptance, support, inspiration, creativity, abundance, flow, and ease. That's the new earth. There you go. I just felt like collectively, it was like everybody took a deep breath. Even just saying that creates lighter energy, higher consciousness. And there, okay. So I'm going to do a little bit of clearing here because there's some stuff coming up. See, the reason being, when I mentioned the emotional frequencies of the matrix, we're used to that. So as dysfunctional and toxic as it is, it's our comfort zone. We're familiar with, fear, guilt, shame, anxiety, anger, disappointment, or manipulation, or power struggle. We're familiar with that. So as you become more self-aware, and that becomes uncomfortable, but it's still familiar. And what's familiar is our comfort zone. And in moments of stress, we default to that. So when I talked about the new earth there, happiness, gratitude, fun, laughter, I can feel the lightness there. There you go. Okay, so there's a little bit of anxiety coming up. And the reason being is because it feels good. It's funny, I just had a question come in the other day, and what was it? Why does feeling good feel so bad? And it was, often when things are going really great in our life, or we're feeling really happy, or connected, supported, joyful, just feel abundant, there's flow in our life. A little voice will come in and go, but what about this? What about this? What about this? And, you know, the anxiety and such. And it's bringing you back to, okay, yeah, I want to mention this. So let's say you're in the new earth, and you know you're in the new earth when your body feels light, when it's easy. You know, when you're in the flow, we've all had that moment, you know, or those moments when we're in the flow, and it might be writing, it might be when you're painting, it might be when you're out for a bike ride or a walk in nature, and it's just everything feels like it's flowing. Okay, just take a deep breath in, let that go. And then it starts to feel so good. And the anxiety comes up. Remember, your comfort zone is what the energetic emotional field you grew up in, which would have been more denser, you know, more third dimension matrix. So fear, anxiety, guilt, shame, and then core beliefs of not enough. And there you go, your whole self relax. So now the key to ascension is not often we'll go back to, we feel so good, we're happy, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm in the flow, and you feel inspired and creative and such, and maybe the abundance is flowing, and then you go back to the third dimension, to the matrix, and maybe an unexpected bill comes in, or it's that, you know, time of month, like you got to pay rent or something like that, or a relationship issue, and it brings you back to that place. And where we often get stuck is we'll say to ourselves something such as, how can I be back at this place? Like, after I've done so much work on myself, or I know better, or just felt so good and I'm back in the heaviness. But the key to ascension is not about just staying in one dimension, just staying light and happy and often, you know, head in the clouds. That's what I call it all the time. It's about, you're going to go back to the third dimension. You're going to go back to that heaviness. Ask yourself empowering questions. Most people, when they go back there, you know, you're cycling through the dimensions, they're like, oh my gosh, I got it wrong this time. How come I keep getting it wrong? Or you get hard on yourself, or, oh, just more proof that this isn't going to work out. What was I doing following that path? And then you give up, and all that happens. That's what we often do. But it's the ascension process. If you're actively working the ascension process, you're going to cycle through the dimensions. So already know that you're going to go from the fourth dimension is where you're processing. So that's where you're working through stuff and you're processing. It's like a bridge between the two. And ask yourself empowering questions. So when you get stuck in, let's say the repetitive thing that brings you down is paying a bill or continuous unexpected expenses, you know, just when you think you're getting ahead. Or maybe it's a relationship issue and it always happens to be the same person, or the same kind of circumstances, but different people. Ask yourself empowering questions. There's some kind of lesson in there. There's some kind of something you need to move through that will free you. If when that happens, you say, oh my gosh, this is happening again, or what did I do wrong, or how did I get this wrong, or maybe I shouldn't do that, maybe I'm not cut out for this, maybe I'm not supposed to build a business, get another job, ask for a raise, travel, whatever it is. Rather than saying that, ask something such as, okay, how can I look at this situation differently? What points of view do I need to open up to consider in order to see this situation differently? If it's a money issue, something such as, okay, I keep coming back to this place. How can I, let's look at some money questions here. Okay, so let's say it's whether it's bills or paying rent every month, or it's, you know, unexpected expenses that keep coming in and preventing you from following your dreams. And you go back to that place, and there you go. There, I just felt some energy tension release from your heart and your heart chakra there. Okay, a little bit of gratitude coming up. So empowering questions about money. And okay, first thing that's coming in is acknowledge yourself. This is a message for you that the universe is providing right now. Acknowledge yourself. It's like, yes, I've been in this situation before, but I always move on from it. See, we often focus on, oh my gosh, I'm back in this situation. And then we go down, what am I doing wrong and such, and get back stuck in that heavy energy again. But for acknowledging yourself is a fifth dimensional frequency action. It's a new earth. When you acknowledge yourself, you're co-creating with the new earth. So first of all, acknowledge yourself. Okay, I've been here before. I've been in this situation before. It might be a relationship issue, whatever it is. And I move forward from it. But now what I want to do is do that more quickly. I don't want to be stuck here for days or weeks or even months. So how can I move through this more quickly? Well, ask myself empowering questions. So first of all, you acknowledge yourself. And then you go, okay, so I've been here before, but this time I don't want to be taking weeks or months to move through this. Let's move through this. So here's a, in the moment process here. And okay, so this is just to give you an example. Okay, so I've been here before. I acknowledge that. And I also acknowledge that I had the courage and the wisdom to move through this. However, this time I want to be able to do it much more quickly, understanding this part of the ascension process. So I need to ask myself some empowering questions. Okay, so the first empowering question that comes in is, how can I move through this more quickly? Okay, so what comes in is believe in yourself, trust. That's a big one, trust yourself. Trust that this is all happening for a reason. What if you keep going through that loop? Because once you start acknowledging and trusting yourself, remember, when you acknowledge and trust, you're co-creating with the new earth. You're co-creating with your higher self, the higher energies, the higher dimensions. Anything like acknowledging yourself, being kind to yourself, trust. Those are all frequencies, emotional frequencies and energies that support you in co-creating with the new earth. There you go. Take a deep breath in, let that go. So okay, here's a statement for you. I am ready and willing to learn whatever lesson I need to learn or experience I need to have in order to move through this. There you go. Okay, so your whole self relaxed there, and now there's some anxiety. Because see, when we cycle back to that place, we constantly cycle back to from feeling so good and happy and abundant and like seeing just life is beautiful, back to the third dimension. There's something you're trying to limit yourself. In other words, so look at your, say, global point of view. How do you see the world? If you see the world as a dangerous place, uncaring, harsh, especially the past 4 years, a lot of people that really, they might still be a little bit shell shocked from that. And, like some of that stuck in the nervous system. And so seeing the world, if you see the world as a dangerous place, you're not going to want to go out there and experience it and interact with others. So start there. Start focusing on random acts of kindness. Start focusing on the beautiful people in the world, caring, kindness. Notice anytime you go to the grocery store, anything like that, and you share kind words, or you have just a few seconds of a conversation with somebody. Notice something like that. When you notice something like that, you're actively freeing yourself from the heaviness and the density of the matrix of the third dimension. So all of these are actions you're co-creating with the newer. And as you so I'll sum this up, so bring this together. So as you ask yourself empowering questions, you will find that you get out of that situation more quickly. You come back up to higher dimensions, to the new earth, and you might go back there, but eventually you won't even go back there. And eventually what will happen is you come to more of a place of neutrality, and you won't have those, real ups and downs, and just to be more of just a flow, and not so much neutrality, but just more flow and ease and peace and calm. So Yeah, kind of a long answer to your question there, but
Uh, but it was a really powerful one. And yeah, I agree with everything you shared. It's really inspiring. And also another thing, as you were talking about this, at times like the matrix can be very convincing. And I found that like also in my own personal experiences that old patterns they shifted, they healed. Energetically, they are no longer there, but somehow I believe that they are still there. And then there was stories created in the mind and etc. But once I have the situations, I was really surprised how it goes because it's totally different than what I imagined. There's much ease and it's effortless. And sometimes we just, like you said, we still believe that we are in the past patterns or energies, but we already moved on from that.
yeah, that's a really good point. I love what you said there. The matrix can be so convincing. And
Mhm.
yeah, it is. I mean, that's a great way to put it. And because when you're back there, yeah, that's, that's that familiar place and it's convincing. And I hear what you said there. I hear this all the time when we change and we let go of power struggle or resentment towards another or anything like that, even if that other person isn't doing any work or a situation or such. And then we go back, whether it's a connection or a situation and such, it's like it's changed. In fact, I just had a client say yesterday, it was around this group of people I hadn't seen for a few years, but had lots of issues with. And I went, great, what happened? Did they change? And I'm like, no, you did. That does, and that's where acknowledgement comes in. Acknowledge how much, because that is a reflection. I want people to hear this. That is a reflection of how much inner work, consciousness, and awareness, you've done on yourself. You've grown. That is a sign of your growth. So when you expect, like you said, we expect the same thing again or the same issue, and it doesn't happen. Like there's just flow or ease, or it's, you get along great with the other person, or money comes in, or it's taken care of easily. That's so acknowledge yourself. This is an opportunity. It's like the universe is saying, hey, buddy, acknowledge yourself. Like this is, we're showing you how much you've grown. And give yourself a pat on the back right now. Give yourself a pat on the back, reach over, just acknowledge your courage. Acknowledge your courage, your commitment, your willingness, and your wisdom.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And
So
also, yeah, go ahead.
I'm just going to say one more thing, kind of complete the difference between the third dimension and the like new earth and matrix. The matrix feels heavy in your body. It feels sluggish. Often the mind is sluggish. Thoughts are sluggish. It's heavy and it's dense. So just think density, heaviness, and being like sluggish. It can be really hard to, almost like a heavy energy or quicksand to move through. Where the new earth is light, your body will feel light. You have more energy, more vitality. Uh, just think more quickly and clearly. There'd be more clarity as well. So that's how to know which dimension you're in. Now, if you're processing, you're in the fourth dimension. Okay.
Yeah, wonderful. And so yeah, as we shift, also the way we create our life shifts, and like the creation or manifesting process. And I'm not sure if you talked about that in the beginning, but in the new earth, how does it work in general, or and also how can we maybe more align with that energy? Because like for me,
Mm-hmm.
as I'm shifting, it feels like it's easier, but the part of me that still maybe connects to the past still want to make it maybe more complicated or wants more control in the way I create things. So I would love if you talk about that.
So, yeah, that's a really good point because it's one thing to know about it, and then how to. So it's conscious awareness. It's a conscious choice. Every day, it's sometimes we'll do something once or twice or a week or few days or 21 days, whatever it is. Okay, a little bit of throat chakra energy is coming in here, so I just want to clear that out. So any ways in which you're So this is your expression and communication. Any ways in which your throat chakra is wanting to resist and resist expression and communication with yourself and with others. There you go. Let's just witness that. Allow that, release it as it's ready on all levels, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, cellular. Okay, a little bit of anger. So we're just going to witness that anger. There you go. Okay, a little bit of shame. We just witness that shame. There you go. There's some happiness. Okay, so what I was going to say is it's a choice, and it's a daily conscious choice to, let's say you choose, many people will choose a word for the year, and it might be happiness, or a few words or a phrase: happiness, warmth, connection, uh, divine power, courage, harmony, anything, ease, anything like that. And focus on that and feel that in your body. So let's say, take happiness. We all know, or, ease, which is like a flow. We know what it's like to be in the flow, even for a few moments. We know what it feels like to be happy, even if you haven't felt happy for a long time. And you remember when you've been happy, remember that in your body. And do this every day. If you do it for even just a few moments every day, there's a couple things happening. You're aligning with the new earth every day. So you're consciously aligning with the new earth. And when you create that space, that energy, that emotional frequency, let's go with happiness. And you're like, okay, I know what it feels like to feel happy. I feel light in my body. So I give myself permission to feel light in my body. I focus on something uplifting. So you might watch something funny. It might be a sunset. I mean, it doesn't have to be going to amusement park. It can be watching a sunset or a sunrise or hearing a bird or anything like that. There you go. So you feel light. You know what that feels like. And then as you see the power in that, in choosing something like happiness, actively feeling it in your body, is in the next moment, because our life consists of all the decisions and choices we make every day, every hour, like throughout the day. And so you're focused on happiness, your body feels light, your mind notices that. So your mind pays attention to that. What you pay attention to, you give energy to, you get more of in your life. So let's say you're feeling light and happy, you hear birds singing, or you see a beautiful sunset, or you're having an inspiring conversation. The next action you take will be from that energy of lightness, of happiness. So the next action you take, and this is how your choices and your actions build up on one after another. See, when you're stuck in the matrix and really feeling down and depressed or sad, well, not sad, but more guilt or shame or anxiety, then the next choice you make and the next action you take is from that energy. And that's why it can be so hard to get out of that. That's why you need to consciously put yourself in that space, choose it. At first you might not really feel it. But what you do know, what you have felt before in your life, is you felt light in your body. You know what it feels like. I mean, when you were a kid, at some point in your life, you felt light in your body. So it's like, okay, happiness or peace feels light in the body. Well, I can imagine that. I can imagine hearing birds sing. I can imagine, playing with puppies or kittens, or, going for a walk in nature. I know what that feels like. So you start with your imagination, even if you don't feel it yet. You just create it, start imagining it. And even if you're like, I don't know if I really feel it, you have lightened up your energy, you have lightened up your frequency, and the next choice you make, even an unconscious choice, an action, will be from that energy. And so you're creating from that place. The more you do this, and it's conscious intention, you do it every day. Doesn't have to be a big thing, just for a few moments. The more you do this, imagine doing it for a year. Every day you did that just for a few minutes. Your life would be so different in a year's time. There you
Yeah.
go. Just take. take a deep breath in. There you go. Because that moved a lot of energy there. We're moving a lot of energy. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you want to take some callers? Are we ready for that? Or did you have more questions?
Questions, no? So just a comment when you said that, imagine after a year doing that. Because also when you focus on something that's helps you feel good, it's relaxes the nervous system, and also the decisions become more easier compared to before. And
Absolutely.
and yeah, and also the power of allowing things to unfold over time, it really can sometimes accelerate things. Like you said, if we imagine after a year, our life can really change so much if we practice that every day. So thank you. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
I just saw a quick question there, and I don't know if we'll get to it later. What if there's resistance to feeling? So I didn't get the name of the person, but they can listen back to what
Violet.
I said. And okay, but like I said, even if you don't feel happy or in flow or peace or whatever, imagine it. Because even when you're imagining it, imagination is a faculty of the fifth dimension of the new earth. So when you're imagining it, you're co-creating with the new earth. So even if you don't feel it, imagine it. Okay, I know what, I like hearing birds sing. I like playing with puppies or kittens. I like petting, petting dogs or walking by body of water in nature, forest, whatever it is. You can imagine that. Something you've done before. And that, even if you don't feel it, your body's energies start to lighten. And the next decision you make, the next choice, the next thought you have will be from a lighter frequency, a lighter energy frequency than if you stayed stuck. So if you don't feel it right away, that's absolutely fine. I used to feel absolutely nothing. I was numb. I was one of those, what they call zombies now. That was me. And it's a process, but it starts with imagining it. And then you can go forward from that.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you very much, Joy. And also thank you, Violet, for your question. So yeah, a reminder, everyone, you can also type your questions on chat boxes, both on Zoom and YouTube. And Linda, can you please unmute yourself?
Hi, Joy. Thank you so
Hi,
much.
Linda. There you are.
Every time you did the throat chakra, I'm going, oh, that's me. It felt good. I'm going, yep, there was a lot of resistance there because I never get to speak what I want to speak all the time. So, because it's different, and I don't want to go into a whole long story, but when you have relatives next door who have one belief and you have another belief, and there's friction because they're family. So how do you go about bringing more peace to yourself for that kind of a situation? Talking religiously, spiritually, the whole works.
Okay, so you said family or relatives or something next
Family,
door. Do you actually
yep.
do you actually live with these people, or do you interact with them
They
daily? Or
they live like 500 feet away from me. They are my son, daughter-in-law, and 8 grandchildren.
okay, so do you guys share a house? Like, in other words, are you
No,
interacting with
no,
them? Are you interacting with them on a daily basis?
not often.
Not often.
Once in a
Okay.
while, once in a while.
So you're saying you have very different beliefs. They've got a belief point of view. You've got a different, so
Yep,
they're not
yep.
on the path. You're on the path.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, that dealing with, siblings or family can definitely be a tough one. And there you go. See, yeah, even addressing that, your energy is starting to. Okay, so you're feeling really, really sad at not being heard. So what you do is you will want to speak your voice, your points of view. And okay, so when you do, you get shut down. So this is a childhood wound. You get shut down immediately. And then you're like, why bother? And then you go into feeling like nobody cares and the sadness. And Okay, so it's overpowered energy. So now this is, like you said, your son, daughter-in-law, and grandkids, and you want to be able to see them. But what if you just imagine that you accepted them for who they are, and you just, unless they are somehow manipulating you or using you or taking advantage of you, yeah, then you have to stand up for yourself. But if it's simply, I want to be heard for who I am, and I want to be heard from my points of view, chances are, it's family, they're never going to hear you for that. So what if you accepted them for who they are, and you accepted these are your points of view, these are your awareness, and so start appreciating yourself. That's a message for you that's coming in. Start appreciating yourself.
Okay, thank you.
And because right now you're looking for it externally, and so you give away your power because you're looking for others to hear you, to see you, to care, to appreciate you. And
You're right.
when they're not going to, the family, they're not going to. They're just, I can feel that. They're just not, like, they're not going to hear you in that way.
No.
So give it to yourself, because when you can appreciate yourself, when you can like yourself, say, I like and appreciate myself, I value myself. And you know what? I do matter. I am important, and I really like myself. And when you can say that, and say that every day, say it as you fall asleep, say it if you wake up in the middle of the night, say it when you in the morning, just say, I like and appreciate myself. I accept and approve of myself because I'm amazing. Because if you spend your life waiting for somebody else to say that to you, you're going to spend the rest of your life waiting for somebody else and feeling like nobody cares. And that, it's time to let go of that. So start appreciating yourself. That's a message that's coming in for you. Start say, I accept myself. I approve of myself. Because if you're not going to do it, then who is?
Right.
And, yeah,
Exactly.
it just, like, what it does, it keeps you in power struggle with others. And if they're not on the path and they're stuck doing what they're doing, and they're just gonna living their life, they're just gonna see it like that. And then you have to weaken yourself. You literally have to weaken yourself to be around them, because you already know going in that you're not going to be, heard or seen or acknowledged. So, but when you can give it to yourself, then you can be around them and still like yourself, still appreciate yourself. And you can then appreciate the time you spend with, especially your grandkids, and then just let it go. And yeah, it's not easy, but I'm not saying by any
No,
means.
no.
Yeah, it's not easy, but it starts with you liking and appreciating yourself and saying to yourself, you know what, I do matter, and I am important, and I'm amazing.
Okay. Thank you, Joy.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Manso.
Okay,
Thank
thanks.
you, Linda.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Joy. Maria Shirot, thank you. And Leila, can you please unmute yourself?
Leila.
Hello.
Hi, Leila.
How are you?
Good.
So-
It's great to connect with you.
Yeah. Hi, Monza.
Hi, Leila.
I would like to ask about a loss of smell. And it's been a few years now, and I know the time that it happened, I actually felt a frequency come in and attach when I was having some negative thoughts. And I'm curious what you see about restoring this loss of smell.
What were the negative thoughts you're having? Do you remember that?
Yeah, so into my mind came this thoughts about how my mom wanted negative things for me. And then I aligned with it and kind of got in a fight energy, like, oh, well, I'll show her kind of energy back.
Mm-hmm.
And it brought in a frequency. I literally felt it coming from the front and coming into the energy, coming in and attaching. And I kind of got sick and then decided like 3 days later, I'm not going to be sick anymore. I'm not going to agree with this energy. But the smell was lost at that point and hasn't returned.
That was a few years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, so loss of smell. So why would you, so this is what's coming in. There was, you didn't consciously, of course, there was some part of you that chose loss of smell for, why would you choose a loss of smell for all the things? So any ways in which, like I said, it was definitely not conscious. Any part of you that, when I say chose, what I mean by that is, these are the words that are coming in, so I'll go with them. It was like the lesser of two evils. In other words, that energy could have attacked your immune system or your nervous system and really done damage. Instead, it was like, loss of smell, it changes things, but you can still live your life. You can still get through. You still, didn't necessarily affect your energy in that. So, but why, if that was, and I'll go with the phrase that's coming in, the lesser of two evils, why loss of smell? Okay, so what you're saying is it doesn't really matter. So how has loss of smell affected you? Like, how does it affect your life?
I really enjoy smelling things. I've always had a very sensitive nose. It helps me to, know when food is bad or if there's something going on in the house. It also brings me joy, to smell a
Okay.
flower. And so it's protective and it's joyful.
Okay. Were there any scents that were, like I can't stand harsh laundry detergent or, the bounce or anything like that. That immediately just weakens me. Were there any smells like that that weakened you? Or was smell for you more of a pleasant thing?
More of a pleasant thing. The only thing I didn't like is I make raw cat food for my animals, and I never liked the smell of that.
Right, okay.
But
Because
other than that, I was fine.
I'm getting, there's something here about protection. So anyways, any part of you that felt you were protecting yourself from losing your sense of smell. And okay, so it was only supposed to be temporary. That's coming in. So why have you held on to it for, you haven't wanted to? Okay, so then we go into helplessness. Any ways in which you feel helpless, because it makes no sense to you that you're still experiencing loss of smell. So any part of you that feels helpless in ever regaining your sense of smell, any ways in which you are punishing yourself because without being able to smell, you're missing out on, small joys in life, or even big joys, but you're missing out on multiple joys in life by being able to smell a rose or a flower or the ocean or after a rain, anything like that. There you go. So why do you need to punish yourself? Okay, so you're thinking about your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any ways in which how your mom treated you made you feel like you're not wanted and not good enough, so therefore you feel like you should punish yourself and and not allow yourself the joys of life. Oh yeah, let's let go of that one. Oh, a big anger coming up here. Like it's coming out of you. It's a matrix anger, which is a manipulative, dense energy. And it just, when I said that, so it was something about punishing yourself. I just felt that come out like really
Yeah.
heavy. There you go. So as I'm speaking, we're sending that to the light. Okay, so now there's shame coming up. It's coming up mostly, it's coming up from your solar plexus. Okay, so there's shame there. Oh, social kabasa, wala social ko, kowala social kabasa, wala ka. So after the call or while you're listening, clean your energy off. So run your hair holds energy and emotions. Run your hand through your hair, flick it off your face, over your eyes gently, and definitely in front of you, like your physical self and your energy field. So you're kind of gathering up energy and flicking it off. Do that because you just released a lot of energy there. Oh, okay. So imagine you were able to smell again. And so smelling equals more or less enjoying life, experiencing life's joy. And there you go. Okay, so there's guilt there. So let's go into the guilt. Any ways in which you feel, okay, so what you're saying is, I'm not deserving and worthy of experiencing the joy in life because my mom didn't want me. Did your mom ever directly say to you she didn't want you or she wished she hadn't had you?
Not directly.
What was there any things like, what did she do that you would say
She
caused
always
her
tried to
to,
get rid of me, tried to get rid of me, or yeah, just always tried to keep me away. Like if I was at a babysitter, she wouldn't come and get me after she got home. She'd leave me.
okay,
She'd lock me out of the house. She just didn't want me around.
okay. Any ways in which you feel you must restrict and limit enjoying yourself, enjoying life, experiencing the joy in life, having fun, feeling good about yourself because you believe your mom didn't want you? There you go. Okay, there's some matrix anger coming up. It's powerful this time. That other one just knocked me right back. So we're sending this to the light. And anybody else who needs any releasing of energies or activations or opening up, this is happening for everybody. Social kabasa, wala social ko, there you go. Okay, there's some. Now that was released from your sacral chakras. So there's a part of you that is in fear of, I don't know whether your mom's alive or she's gone from this earth. There's a part of you that is in fear of connecting to your mother because what you're saying is if I connect to her, like energetically or even like emotionally connect to her, then I will feel her pain and you will, as her daughter, there's a part of you saying, if I really realize how much actual pain, emotional pain she is in, I won't be able to deal with it. And so I'd rather just not have a connection with my mom. So there's a part of you that's trying to keep yourself safe. However, not being willing to connect with your mom also prevents you from connecting powerfully with yourself, with others, from being in happy, healthy relationships, or maybe a romantic relationship or a healthy romantic relationship. So, because energy doesn't discriminate. When we limit ourselves in one area, we limit ourselves in all areas. So, any ways in which you're afraid of connecting to your mom because you're afraid that you will be like you will feel the intensity of the emotional pain and trauma that she's stuck in, and you won't, then you will feel responsible for it. There you go. There's a realization in ease. There you go. Social kabasa, wala social wala sa. Any ways in which you feel like if you connect with your mom, this is actually a big fear for a lot of people. And generally it's unconscious, but any ways in which you're afraid that if you connect to your mother, you will be responsible for managing her pain, taking care of her pain. Yeah, just responsible for her pain, just like she was when you were a child. There you go. Any ways in which you see your mom's pain, connecting to your mom, and then being aware of her pain as a burden, just like your mom saw you as a burden. There you go. Any ways in which you believe you are getting revenge on your mother by not connecting with her, or by pushing her away, or by making her wrong. There you go. There's some happiness. There, your whole self relaxed. There's some happiness and gratitude. Okay, so now any reasons that you like anything we covered there in which you used as a way to like the loss of smell, that was the I don't deserve to enjoy life. I don't deserve to experience the joys of life. Well, now that because the core there was all just what we did there, you can listen to that again. And so give yourself permission to regain your sense of smell and go find if it's a rose, if it's some smell that you really loved, and make sure you're in a calm place, just at ease, no pressure. And notice if you smell even just the tiniest little scent, and then let the warmth of that scent just fill you up, even if it's tiny, like just a speck. It's like, oh my gosh, I smelt that. And what you're doing is you're letting yourself experience the joy of life again. But this time you're doing it consciously. Okay.
Okay, that was absolutely incredible. Thank you so much.
Thank
Very
you for that.
grateful.
That was awesome. Great. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing how like everything that was sense of smell, and yeah, we went, she went, well, that's where, she had the awareness of when it started and what she was thinking about. But look at the journey we went on there and just unraveling in that. It's just amazing how it all, all these health issues and all this other stuff going on in her life, it always goes back to some kind of an emotional issue, some kind of an energy, has to do with their energy.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's many times we think just it's physical and we focus only on that, but like you said, like the journey you took with Layla, it can go like really deep, and also the
Yeah.
healing process after that can be much effective. So yeah, thank you so much, Joy,
Yeah.
and also thank you, Layla. Much
Yeah,
love.
that was interesting. And that's what I love doing. Like we're just going down and like figuring out, going on this journey of discovery. That's
Yeah.
I love that.
Wonderful. We have more questions. Just before that, I would love if you can talk a little bit about the program you are offering.
Sure.
So I put the link on the chat boxes on Zoom and YouTube. It's yourdivineuniqueness.com/joy, yourdivineuniqueness.com/joy, JOY. The link also on YouTube video description. And there is also a special offer button on the live events page and the replay page. And we have 3 packages. The first one is Embodying Your Divine Presence, which includes 14 hours of MP3s, and then remote healing over 16 hours. Package B includes the personalized remote freedom clearing, plus the package A. Package C, 45-minute one-on-one private session with Joy, plus the package A. So yeah, Joy, I would love if you can tell us about these packages.
Okay, sure.
Thank
So
you.
package A, offer A, includes, there's 3 different parts there, and there's a lot. So the about approximately 14 hours of MP3s also includes in part 3 2 Q&A calls. And so the first part is I go through, this is actually consciously aligning you with various new earth frequencies. We touched on that a little bit in the call. And, kindness and compassion, divine strength and power, creativity, confidence and courage, the oneness of divine love. And there's abundance and I think happiness. Yeah. And so there's 2 parts. So the first part, I go through all the chakras. That's why in the writing there, I talk about the chakras as well. The first part, I go through the chakras, clearing anything that is preventing you, where you're resisting aligning with happiness. The second part, so first part's about maybe, roughly 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. The second part's more like about a 10-minute meditation where we're going through the chakras again, but with the intention of just aligning you more powerfully with happiness. Yeah, there you go. Even just saying that, the energy, and you can feel that the energy that's in that. So each of these, happiness, kindness, compassion, strength, power, creativity, courage, confidence, all of them, they have two parts there where we're going through the chakras. The second part two is bonuses, allowing yourself to have fun. So often as adults, we forget to have fun. We forget to enjoy yourself. We forget to pay attention to even imagining having fun. And so opening up to having fun, embracing possibility, because it's one thing to understand the difference between Matrix and New Earth, to align with the frequencies, but you also want to know within you, know that it's possible. Asking empowering questions, I touched on that a little bit earlier. Embodying the physical space of the New Earth, what this is, and maybe if we have time to do a group process, we'll do this, is you've been there before. You've been there when you do a meditation, when you feel really, really relaxed and at ease and expansive and just that, in flow and abundance. You have been there before. That's the space of the New Earth. But what in this one, what we also have you do is focus on your physical body and notice how your physical body feels. Because when we're in that space of the New Earth and we forget about the physical body, then we keep being drawn back to the matrix, because in that space we actually feel the heaviness and the density. So we feel the physical body. So it's about bringing your physical body to the New Earth, and there's audio on that, and experiencing vibrant health. Now, part 3, 33 days of healing. This is I've received a lot of comments on this program because there's so much in it. There's so 33 days of 30 minutes of daily remote healing. I send out the energy to the whole group. That's for 33 days. This starts February 28th, so next month, at the end of the month. I send out something called Messages from Spirit, MP3s, audios, recordings. Send them out via email every Monday and Thursday. And so I think in this program, there's 9 of those, plus you receive another one when you join. Plus there's 2 Q&A calls, which work out to over 2 hours each. And let's see, you get, immediately upon purchasing, you get a 23-minute MP3, The Divine Power of Your Self-Talk. So all of this, that's a lot to go through, is in offer A. So you receive the audios right up front in the program, and then starting February 28th, there's another 33 days where you're getting the messages from Spirit. You get 2 Q&A calls over 2 hours each. So that's offer A. There's a lot in that one. Now, if you want the package B, the remote freedom clearing is done from your picture. So we're actually not connected via computer or phone or anything like that. You just send me your picture, what issue you want cleared, and the energy in our picture contains an energy signature. And we tap into that. We can, connect to that, figure out what's going on with whatever issue you want cleared or activated. And we record that, and then we send it to you. So this is like the ultimate inconvenience. All you need to do is just send me a picture and an issue, and I'll, do the clearing, the recording, send it to you, and you can listen to it as many times as you want. And then, so that's, you would get package A and B, or you can do package A and package C, which is a 45-minute phone session. So if you prefer something, it's not Zoom, it's not video, it's phone, and it is recorded. If you prefer something more interactive, like some people prefer this because as we're talking clearing, a memory might come up or a trauma might come up, and like we did with the sense of smell there and going deep into childhood wounds, we'll just clear that out on the spot. And that's recorded as well. That's sent to you. And so those are the various packages.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Joy, for the 3 packages. And like I said in the beginning of the call, I really, it's it's very easy to recommend Joy's work because it's something I experienced myself and really love. The space that she creates, you feel really safe with her, and at the same time, the healing can be very, very powerful. And you've seen her experience with Leila and Linda, and yeah, so I really recommend working with her, and both like the one-on-one session and the remote clearing. I experienced both, and both are really, really powerful. And yeah, you can get a lot from these, plus also the MP3s that you can use at your own pace. So yeah, thank you again, Joy. Very grateful to you. And again, the link, everyone, the link is yourdivineuniqueness.com/joy, yourdivineuniqueness.com/joy, JOY. There's also a special offer button on the live events page, later on the replay page, and also the link on the chat boxes on Zoom and YouTube, and also on YouTube video description. And for the group process, how long does it take approximately?
Between 5 to 10 minutes. You know, it's
Okay.
always a little different. It's just, but we see what comes through. But yeah, between 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay. So do we take questions first and then?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Maybe we'll finish up with that and then we can bring
Yes.
everybody together in this space.
Right.
So yeah, let's take more questions.
Susanna, Joy, are you able to sense my energy health-wise? In a week, I have 2 CTs because my blood work kept showing tumor cells increasing. My soul gave me a "you're okay" answer, but I'm still human, and I'm mad with myself for not trusting.
Do you have that right in writing?
Yes.
Do you have that done?
Yeah,
Can I see
on the
that?
chat, Susanna.
Is that okay? Okay, so she's further up here. Because there's okay.
Mm.
Oh, and 2 CTs. Tumor cells increasing. She didn't say if this cancerous or not. Okay, my soul gave me urine, okay. But I'm still human and I'm mad with myself for not trusting. Okay, so first of all, Susanna, let go of the anger at yourself. Like you said, you're still human. And there you go. Okay, so see, my blood work keep tumor cells increasing. Let's see. And so not trusting yourself. Okay, so let's start there with all the ways you are resistant to trusting yourself. And so, okay, so what would happen if you were to trust yourself? Then I wouldn't worry. Okay, so what do you believe would happen if you did not worry? Okay, so you believe that worrying gives you the power to control the outcome. Okay, so any ways in which you believe that as long as you worry that, you know, the outcome of the CT scans, that you will be able to, okay, 2 things here, control the outcome, but also if the outcome is worse than, or not the results you're hoping for, then you'll be prepared for it. So it's almost like by not trusting yourself and worrying, you're prepared. Yeah, that's what you're doing. You're preparing yourself for the worst. All the ways you believe you have to worry and that worrying is a good thing to do, because then you can prepare yourself for the worst. And let's look at that. There you go. Okay, so what if you imagined preparing yourself for the best possible outcome? Okay, so some anger came up, and what you said is, well, that's stupid. And so why is it stupid if you were to prepare yourself for the best possible outcome? Because by worrying, you're preparing yourself for the worst possible outcome. And you're like, yeah, I'm okay with that. I feel good about that. So why is it stupid to focus on and prepare yourself for the best possible outcome? Okay, so what you're saying is, then I won't receive any support. Any ways in which you believe you only receive support as long as you worry. as long as you focus on the worst possible outcome, as long as you talk about the worst possible outcome, as long as you imagine the worst possible outcome, then you feel whether or not there's a part of you that believes you will receive support. I know this doesn't make sense, but this is what's coming up in the unconscious mind. Like our conditioned self makes up all kinds of weird stories. There you go. Okay, there's a part of you there. You just relaxed. I felt a tension leave from your solar plexus, and there you go. There's some grief coming up. And there's a fear of letting go. So you're in fear of letting go of something. And any ways in which you are in fear of giving up need, because like needing, it's like you're needing somebody else, and you're afraid that if you don't, so there's somebody in your life you need, like you feel like you need validation or support from them, and it's causing you to weaken yourself. And it's a really yucky energy. Any ways in which you're needing like a validation or support or recognition or acknowledgement from somebody, and it's causing you to weaken yourself, and it's also weakening your immune system. Yeah, let's let go of that. Whoa. Okay, there was an intense matrix anger that just came up. Matrix anger, it's very insidious, manipulative energy. I mean, we've all been birthed into this for thousands of years, but once you're ready to move past it, then it comes up. Like so when you're working with somebody like myself, who can get to that place and see it. There you go. By the time we see it, it's being released. There, your whole self relax. Okay, there's some grief. So messages coming in for you to start validating yourself, start acknowledging and validating yourself. It's like I said to a previous caller, the more you validate, you acknowledge yourself, you appreciate yourself, then you don't need to weaken yourself so that you can try to get it from somebody else. And when you validate, appreciate, acknowledge yourself, you are co-creating with the new earth. That's all fifth dimensional frequencies: validation, acknowledgement, appreciation. You're in the new earth when you're doing that. Even if you don't feel it, you're creating that frequency. There you go. And that's a message from source for you to start appreciating, validating yourself and acknowledge yourself. There you go. There, your whole self relax. There's some happiness. Okay. So for now, that feels like that's complete.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you, Susanna. Much love. Yeah, and also thank you very much, Joy, for the guidance. And Tanya, can you please unmute yourself?
Hello, Matsef. Hello, Joy. I
Hello.
love you both, and I'm happy to see you again.
Hi, Tanya.
So my question is, since I was a young woman, I always kind of freeze when I like somebody. And now, as I'm 54 and I still freeze, my question is it my not good enough, which have been working on for a long time, or is it connected to my previous life when I was a nun and I kind of gave a promise, or I signed contract, or whatever I did, something, not to get married, and my marriage was horrible, not horrible, but it didn't succeed.
Mhm.
And so if you could feel my energy, what is this
So-
I resist, or I
Okay, so is there somebody in your life now you would like, and do you mean
Yes,
just the
I
thought of
do.
it? Like,
have
is it talking to them?
Yes, but it is difficult for me to talk, to be myself, I talk, but it is like, it's not I'm not being myself, it's like not shyness. It's like fear, actually, the word came into my head, and I kind of try to disappear quickly, to leave
Oh, I know, I can feel it within you. It's like just talking about it, you're getting embarrassed. It's like, oh my gosh, I like somebody. What if he likes me? I can feel that in your energy. And there you go. Okay, so bring this person to mind, and yeah, right away you just go into a turmoil. Your energy just becomes you become scattered. It's like, oh my gosh, what if he likes me? What if he doesn't like me? What if this? What if that? And just you're all over the place. And then you go into, I can't do this. Let's just walk away from it all. And so then you will just walk away from it all, even if it's just all in your mind. You will just walk away from it all and you feel a sense of relief. But then the attraction to this person comes in, and there you go, your whole self relaxed. So then imagine, okay, so then when you connect with them again, you're like, again, it can just be imagine, you're like, I'm not good enough. They wouldn't want to have anything to do with me. So you talk yourself out of it. And so all the ways what you're doing is you're shaming yourself. You shame yourself. I'm not good enough. Why would they want to talk to me? What do I have to offer? There you go. Well, chances are, if you're saying that about yourself, I'm not good enough, what do I have to offer? Or they won't want to talk with me. Either they're saying the same thing to themselves, or they're narcissists you're attracting in, which you think is better, and they do think they're better than you. So pay attention to have you ever actually talked to this person?
Yes.
Okay, have you gone for coffee with them or anything?
No, but I know the person likes me.
You know they like you.
Yeah, but I just
Okay.
behave in a weird way.
Do you think if you actually got up the courage to say, let's go for coffee, just something casual, do you think they would say yes?
Possibly.
Okay, but you're pretty okay. So imagine you even just a casual text. Is you see them on a regular basis, or is it just kind of,
Yeah,
if you run into them?
somebody at work, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to see them on a regular basis. So at work, well, it depends if you want to get involved with somebody at work. And
Maybe.
there you go. Okay, so let's say, because this person symbolizes, getting the butterflies basically. And so imagine you do ask them out for coffee, and okay, then you're saying so you've got this whole story built up. Like, what if we do go for coffee? And what if we before you've even gone for coffee, you're hitched. Like you're married and together and you're living together. And okay, so slow down a little bit and imagine going for coffee with this person and just let them know it's just coffee. So it's not a date. Date puts all that, pressure on it. You're just going for coffee. And then if you decide, you guys can go for a walk if it's nice out or whatever, have something to eat. But you're just gonna go there you go. Okay. There. Okay, so then you're disappointed in what you're disappointed in yourself. Actually, you're saying, but I'm not good enough. Anyways, you're having coffee with this person and your mind is going, but I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. Do some releasing work on this, whether it's tapping. I'm a big believer in EFT, tapping or anything, whatever it is. I'm not good enough. Start to release that. I'm not good enough. And then, okay, so when you do believe in yourself and they're actually interested, then you go into, this is a whole nother level. So there's layers here. And then there's an actual connection. And then you feel like you're going to be overpowered. So imagine standing in your power. Okay, all the ways you believe anybody that you're interested in will not like you if you actually stand in your authentic divine power. If you ground into that and if you speak your truth, you're convinced that they won't like you. So again, you just take yourself out of the game and you say, why even bother? And you don't even let yourself connect. Remember, step by step. If you believe this person is interested and you're okay, you can get, a work romance going and that's allowed and everything, then ask them out for coffee. Focus on that because your mind goes into, okay, I've asked them out for coffee. We like each other. We've connected. You've got the whole thing right done there. And give yourself a chance to go for coffee, connect, and then there will be another layer of stuff to come up. But break it down. So break it down in your mind, break it down to this is just coffee.
Okay.
And get your courage up for that. Okay.
All right. Thank you. I thought I got rid of my self-esteem, low self-esteem, but apparently not.
So once you ask them out for coffee, send me an email and say, we're going for coffee there. We went for coffee. Okay.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask if I could pay the package C into payments.
I think Monsef has that available. Yeah, that's a question for Monsef.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Monsef said it's available. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just email me later.
Great.
And
Thanks.
yeah. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Shania, and thank you, Joy. Let's see. Can we take one more, or do we move to the group?
Yeah, let's take one more.
Okay. So, Kay and Goff, can you please unmute yourself?
Hi. Hi, Monsef and Joy. How are you?
Hi.
Hey, good. What's your first name?
Can you hear
Karen?
me? Yes, Karen. How are you?
Karen. Okay. Hi.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, good enough. I think I'll be able to figure it out.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to thank you in advance because I feel related to one of the callers already that you worked on, and it was so many things were very similar. And I know what I'm going to be working on and clearing a lot of already. So I just wanted to check in and see if there's anything that you can pick up immediately that I'm holding to resist having happiness. Since I feel like I'm on the brink of a major breakthrough, I was preparing for something and feel like this really helped today already. So if there's anything else that you can pinpoint that would be helpful, I'd so appreciate it.
Okay, so you said resistance to happiness. Is that correct? That's what you want. Okay.
Yes.
So imagine feeling happy. Now you're on the verge of, is it some kind of breakthrough? So imagine you've broken through. So when you say breakthrough, do you mean like a project you're working on or a breakthrough to happiness?
Breakthrough to changing many aspects of my life that I almost feel like I've been punishing myself for decades, and it's about ready to end.
Okay, got it. Okay, so imagine feeling, all the ways you're resisting even imagining feeling happy, because the reason you're resisting imagining it is because some part of you is very aware of the power of it, even if you don't feel it, just imagining it. So all the ways you are resisting the power of even imagining feeling happy. And so I just want to ask this part of you, what is the worst thing that could happen if, so what you're saying is the worst thing that could happen if I feel happy is that I won't punish myself anymore. There, when I said that, I don't know if you felt that, but your whole, like a weight came off you at the thought of not punishing yourself any longer. Okay, so imagine you let go. Like you said, you feel like you're on the verge of a breakthrough. So imagine you just let go. You just let go and you said, you know what? It's not necessary for me to punish myself any longer. And you got to figure it out. This is where you choose to align with the frequencies of the new earth, in this case, happiness. So it's not necessary for me to punish myself any longer. And I let go of this right now. In this moment, I let go. And I choose to feel happy. Okay, there's a part of you that says, feeling happy. What does that feel like? So this is where you go to the basics. Okay, so my body feels light. I notice, uplifting things that are around me, the birds singing, the color on the trees, any new growth on the trees, if we're in spring or something like that. And you start to notice, and you will start to notice. You walk in somebody's house and you go, wow, that's an amazing painting. When did you get that? Oh, it's been there for 5 years and you hadn't seen it before, something like that. There you go. Okay, there's a part of you that like I can feel how you're seizing that, literally. You're aligning with that and you're ready to seize that. But then, okay, so you've done a lot of work on yourself and you are ready. I can feel you're right on. Well, you're ready. You're actually seizing it. But then you're saying, okay, I've like claimed it for my own. I'm ready to ground into that. But now what? So whatever you're creating beyond this, like have some kind of idea. You want to travel, you want to get into a relationship, you want to get fitter, be able to, I don't know, walk around the block or run a marathon, or you want to take stretching classes, or you want to volunteer at a shelter, and whatever it is, and have something in mind, because your mind is going, okay, I feel great, but then I feel lost. And there's nothing, it's like there's nothing else in this space, in this image. So you want to decide what you put in there. Now that can change, and it does, it changes all the time. But put something in there. It's like an empty space, and your mind is going, I feel great. Oh, there's nobody around, because hey, the people that I used to hang out with, well, they're stuck in the matrix. I don't want to be there any longer. So what are you moving forward to? So that's, and if you've already got some things in mind, then image that, envision it, and imagine it even in a greater way, like fill it in, like, with emotions, colors. Imagine, here's something you can do. And imagine you are living your best life ever, whatever that is. Now, it changes all the time, so it's not just imagine it. You're living, what kind of clothes you're wearing, the kind of people you're interacting with. I have uplifting, inspiring, creative conversations and connections with others. I walk away feeling uplifted, happy, inspired. And, I drive this, I travel here, I'm in a beautiful, loving, healthy relationship. We support and inspire each other. Something, just those are just ideas. And depending on how far you want to go with this, you can write it down and just at first bullet, like just kind of point form, just kind of jot it down. And write a vision out. So it's like you're writing a letter to somebody, and somebody else is going to read this. We've all, written out a vision or have an idea of what we want to create. But when you can write as if you're actually writing a letter to somebody, and they read it and you bring them in emotionally, in other words, oh man, I am so grateful that I was able to run this marathon. I'm so grateful that I got to go and swim with the dolphins, and I could feel the joy and the happiness coming from the dolphins, and the water felt so great and I felt so free. And somebody else is reading this and they're like, oh my gosh, that feels so good. And when you're able to do that, then you're magnetizing your vision. And when you magnetize your vision, that vision it's drawn to you and you're drawn to it. So that's a suggestion there.
Thank you. No, that's
Okay.
helpful. I keep a gratitude journal daily, practically, and
Oh,
I
awesome.
think, yeah, I've been doing that for a long time, so I think it's gaining power. I had to let go of all the things that practically that you told Layla about, relating to doing energy work and healing work and spiritual work with the loved ones who suffered terribly for decades while I'm doing work and helping others and can't help them heal. So that's a lot of, some similarities with guilt and pain, and then practically stopping doing all my spiritual work years ago. So I'm ready I've been working on
Yeah,
myself and everything I absorbed as an empath and a sensitive, ready to go forward again. And that will
you
bring me
are.
joy.
Yeah, you are
So
ready. I can feel your energy feels really expansive, and it's just a matter of, like you said, and I don't think there's not even a breakthrough. You're seizing it. You just, when I say seize it, I don't mean in a forceful way. Allow it. I guess allow it is a better word. So, and you're ready to allow it. You're ready, Corinne.
thank you so much. Blessings
Okay.
on
Thank
you and
you.
myself. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much, love. And also,
Happy
yeah,
New
thank
Year.
you so much, Joy.
Okay.
So yeah, do we do the core process right now?
Sure. Sure. Yeah. So it's in the moment. It's always organic. So let's see. Just there you go. Let's ground ourselves. Okay, that's where we need to go first of all. Let's take a deep breath in. Allow yourself to receive that life force energy. Just pause and then release it, just gently. And now put your attention on the bottom of your feet. And see there's there's chakras there in the bottom of your feet. And just see them opening. So see little doors on the bottom of your feet. And there's a little latch and you open the latch. Imagine yourself opening the latch and the doors just flop open. There you go. There, you're grounded into the earth. Okay, any resistance to grounding into the earth? Just let that go. Honor, acknowledge it, then let it go. Now imagine we've been talking about aligning with the emotional frequencies of the new earth. So what does it feel like to feel happy? Just imagine that. Even if you don't know what it feels like or it's beyond feeling, any resistance to imagining what it would, the lightness and expansiveness that it would feel like in your body. Let go of that resistance. So any resistance to living the new earth, to aligning with the new earth, to embodying the new earth, to physically living that, we're going to ask this resistance to go on holiday for a little bit. Go take a vacation, go to the beach or go for a walk in the nature, or go swim with dolphins. Just take a bit of a holiday. Resistance, unconscious condition, self, any trauma. We're just going to ask you to take a bit of a holiday for a moment here. There you go, your whole self relaxed. Okay, now put your attention on your body. So just scan your body, just your hands, your arms, your hair, your whole body. There you go. There's no right or wrong way to do this. You're just simply paying attention to your body. You might be paying attention to, aches or pains. You might be paying attention to density. You might be paying attention to a tension in your solar plexus or your abdomen. It's all good. Again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. Now imagine that you are feeling happiness within you. Imagine you are appreciating yourself. It's okay if you don't know what that feels like. We're not saying you have to know what it feels like. You're imagining, this must be imagination, or this must be compassion. There you go. Imagine divine love is circulating within you. There you go. Now, again, put your attention on your body. Notice, there you go. Just notice how light your body feels. Okay, any ways in which you believe or were taught that the body should not feel light? Any ways in which you feel that if the body feels really light and expansive and free and it's easy to move and it's flexible, that means you must not be here on the earth? And if it creates any fear within you, let's just acknowledge that. And that's why you started out with grounding. Remember, just remind yourself, oh yes, I'm grounded to Mother Earth. I'm grounded to Mother Earth. I am grounded to the earth. There you go. At the same time, notice how light your body feels. Yes, oh, there you go. Your mind is like, oh, I don't know, this is weird. My body feels so light, but yet I'm still here on earth. And exactly. Your body feels light. You're here on earth. You're in the physical body. Any ways in which you believe you were taught, you have experienced your life as, I can't feel light in my body and still, be walking the earth. Let's just witness that. There you go. That's because traditionally when you feel trauma or pain or grief or sadness or guilt or anxiety or anger, it feels heavy in the body. So it's like, okay, I feel heavy in the body. I feel restricted, pain, limitation in the body. I am, I'm still living. I'm on the earth. I'm interacting with others. I'm living life. And there you go. But just notice as you imagine happiness, you imagine appreciating yourself, you imagine accepting yourself, feeling compassion for yourself, you imagine acknowledging yourself. Again, notice your body. Just notice your body. Just scan your body. Notice your fingers. Maybe it's easier to open and close your hands. If you move your body a little better, kind of move your hips. Maybe your hips are like, ooh, that feels pretty light. Now, okay, there you go. Now appreciate your body. And now we're going to ask you to realize you have just acknowledged a superpower you have. Yes, you have a superpower. The superpower is speaking to yourself with kindness. The superpower is appreciating yourself, acknowledging yourself. And as you do that, your body feels light. And you are, right now in this moment, you are co-creating in the new earth. There you go. Now, as you are co-creating in the new earth, you're still on, oh my gosh, I have a superpower. Yes, the superpower is acknowledging yourself, appreciating yourself, speaking to yourself with kindness. And by doing that, you're co-creating in the new earth. Now, you're in this space. You're in the space of the new earth right now, in this moment. Yes, you are. We're all here together. And now imagine you have something you would like to create, you would like to actualize into your life and live. And if it's more money, okay, well, then what are the experiences you want to have with more money? Maybe you want to go to the theater. Maybe, yeah, it's travel. Maybe you want to buy a house. Maybe you want to move, whatever it is. There you go. There, your whole self relaxed. Anyways, any part of you that believes or tells yourself, or you were taught that you are not deserving of anything greater, yeah, let that go. It's time to let that go, my friend. It's time to let that go. There you go. Any power you are giving to others to determine, to dictate how you're going to live your life, how much fun and enjoyment you're going to have about life, how you're going to feel about yourself. Yeah, let's let that one go. You don't have to give your power to anybody else and let them dictate how you are going to live your life and how good you're going to feel about living this life. This is your life. It's not a dress rehearsal. And this, in your body now, in your conditioning, in your personality, all of this, this is your life right here, right now. There you go. Any part of you that is waiting for your next lifetime to, in your words, get it right, let's let that one go. Just let it go. There you go. Social kabasawala social ko. Okay, notice the relaxation. We're going to ask your mind to notice the lightness and relaxation within your body. And we're going to ask your mind to acknowledge right now in this moment, you're co-creating in the space of the new earth, physically, emotionally, energetically, spiritually, at a cellular level, all parts of you. You're co-creating in the new earth. And just again, notice your body. This is how you bring your physical body into the space of the new earth. And this is when you can start actualizing your physical realities, your physical desires. So there you go. I just felt your whole self relax. There's some ease. So shokabasawala ka wala so shoko kawala sa. There's some fun and laughter, and that's the child within you. The child is really, really happy right now. So shokabasawala ka wala so shoko kawala sa. Awala sa. So shokabasawala ka wala so shoko kawala sa. Awala sa sushokaba sawala ka wala sushoko kawala sa babaka wala sushoko kawala sa sushokaba sawala ka. Take a deep breath in. Let that go. There you go, my friend. Namaste. Hey, that was awesome. What a beautiful energy.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Joy. There was lots of expansion and freedom in expressing ourselves freely. And it feels really good when it comes with ease, without
Yeah.
overthinking. Yeah, that was really beautiful. Thank you so much, Joy. And
And
everyone,
thank you to,
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you to everybody for participating, because you all participated energetically. We did this, we created this energy right now together. So thank you, everybody.
Absolutely. Linda Shiraz, thank you. That felt wonderful, Joy. Sandra, thank you. Much love and blessings. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. And yeah, so Joy, thank you so much for everything you shared today, the guidance, the clearings, and also the support you gave to our callers today. So I'm so grateful to you. Thank you.
Well, thanks for having me back on your show. It's been a couple years, and yeah, I like being on your show and interacting with you and your listeners. It's been
Yeah,
awesome.
me too, as well. Thank you so much. And also, Melissa, beautiful energy. Thank you, Joy. Violet, thank you, everyone. Leila, thank you so much. I am deeply grateful to focus on what we want to create. We have hearts from Ellen, Susanna. This was beautiful. Yeah, thank you, everyone, for the comments, for co-creating with us today. This really powerful and amazing experience. So thank you for sharing your energies with us, sharing this space and time. And yeah, again, I invite you to sign up for one of the free packages that Joy is offering to us, and you can find them on the page yourdivineuniqueness.com/joy, yourdivineuniqueness.com/joy, JOY. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live events page, later on the replay page, and also the link on the chat boxes on Zoom and YouTube, and also on YouTube video description. And yeah, so with that, everyone, I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you on the next call. Bye-bye, everyone.
Hey, everybody.